time, I built the overall frame of my built-in bookshelves. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I finish these built-ins to look custom built and professionally installed. My goal is to make it look really cozy and hefty, much like the dark academia-inspired aesthetic. If you want to know how much this whole project cost me, stick around to the very end. I'll be sharing exactly how much all of this would cost you. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to be cutting up the rest of these boards to make the face frames of the bookshelves so that it looks like it's actually built into the wall. A lot of DIY people on YouTube kind of rush through projects in order to have a video every single week. These projects like these bookshelves actually take months of work, especially if you're doing it all by yourself. And it's time to test some stain and finishes. The plan here is to try to color match the wood paneling on the walls. I don't want all these different wood stain colors all throughout the house. I would like a more consistency. The color that I have on here is light walnut. It is a very windy day today. Fall is in the air. I don't think I can wear these Sarah Connor-esque tank tops anymore. Ooh, look at that. I'm gonna do traditional cherry next. Now this might be too dark. And too red still. I'm going to apply just the Danish oil right on the unstained piece of wood just to see what it's gonna look like. These child-proof caps are also Janet-proof. God damn it. Oh, I'm gonna have to ask Vincent. And this is also apparently Vincent-proof too.
I'm not right-handed. Oh, I did it! Jesus Christ, this is amazing.
Oh my god. Straight tongue oil just darkens it and gives it kind of like a satin-ish finish. It's really nice if you wanted to keep just the natural color of the wood. So this is the light walnut side and this is the traditional cherry side. I held this color up to the wood paneled walls and it was just completely the wrong color. So I decided I'm gonna go to the woodworker supply store. I should have went there first because they have gel stain. The gel stain that's sold out literally everywhere. Okay, first, let's sand. Now I will wipe it off with this tack cloth. It's sticky. I don't like sticky. Wipe, 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 wipe. Oh god, my fingers are sticky. I don't like this. I know it wants me to not use t-shirts, but I want to because I bought this giant bag of t-shirts. I don't follow the rules until, you know, I mess up. Stir it up. It's real chunky. It's cold. I don't feel like putting on a jacket. It's like chocolate fudge. Okay, so let's try it. I'm getting it everywhere. So much better. Brown, like my wood paneling, not red. I think it matches a lot better to the wood paneling.
It's gonna really stand out over the green.
You might be thinking, how am I going to cover the ugly writing on the edges of my wood? Well, I'm glad you asked. Or didn't ask. I'm going to edge band them. First, I'll measure out generally the length of the board. Once I have it cut, I'm gonna use the iron and iron it on. Check to see it's all on there properly. Now, you cut off the ends. Time to trim off the excess on the edges. So when I use this thing, which has a blade on the other side, I'm kind of really awful at using this thing. So you need to put quite a bit of pressure on it. If you put too much pressure, it'll hurt the board. If you don't put enough pressure, it just won't cut. It kind of blends the two wood veneers together. Can you see it? This is basically what the end result looks like. Pretty nice. I proceeded to edge band all 32 shelves for an entire week. Yes, an entire week. Once that was done, I glued in pocket hole plugs to cover up the holes. I thought, wow, this is going to look so nice and it's so simple too. Little did I know this would spiral into several days of manic hand sawing all of the excess off. I can be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes. I hyper obsess over very, very small things and it takes over my day. I might have OCD or something, but that right there is not perfectly flat. That is. Let's make it flat because I am a crazy, retentive person. You see now why this took entire days of my life, actually. My arm's tired. I'm tired already. Let's try a new tactic. Is it working? Honestly, I think the saw might have been better. Yes. Yes, look at it. Okay, it's time to sand it all down. Dust everywhere. Dust in my eyes, dust on my glasses. I finished sanding. Only took like an hour or 2 or 3, I don't remember. I don't know when I started. Time to clean it up with some tack cloth. I will use gloves this time because I do not like sticky fingers. It is now time to stain. How exciting. The moment we've all been waiting for. All that sanding for this moment. You're supposed to actually stain before you assemble, but because I didn't really know what I was doing, here we are. After weeks of prep work, staining was so satisfying. It was painful though, trying to stain all the upper cabinets. Time to do more sanding. I'm going to have to sand about, I think, 30 something shelves and then stain them all. Individual shelves took no time at all to stain. Even though I had to do 32 of them, it had a more even appearance too. It's finally time to oil this thing. Let's make it smell nice. I'm going to use the extremely fine steel wool to rub on Odie's oil. It smells really good. It smells like lemon and honey. It's a lot richer and shinier than that side. Basically makes the surface of the wood feel really, really good. It's kind of expensive to do a finish like this. If I were to hire this out, this would probably cost an arm and a leg. But since I'm doing it, I can do this to myself. No one will care as much about your renovations and your DIYs as much as you. You can really see the difference between the unfinished board and the one I've just smeared all this oil on. And then I was driven slowly insane by the sheer amount of buffing I had to do for the next few days. I built a frame thing to kind of extend out the side of the bookshelf so it looks hefty. I cut these oak plywood face frames and then I edge banded them and then I stained and oiled them. I'm going to hammer in some finishing nails into this, cut off the tops, glue the unfinished side, and then hammer this into this, so it's going to look all nice and finished. And then disaster struck. I'm getting sick. It is a very windy day today. I don't think I can wear these Sarah Connor-esque tank tops anymore. It's cold. I don't feel like putting on a jacket.
Don't get sick, you must believe.
I'm gonna do my best to power through it and will myself to not get sick, because I really don't want to delay this anymore. Every hour after that, I was starting to get worse and worse. I have probably gone through every symptom imaginable. I went from having a sore throat to losing my voice and not really being able to talk. Didn't want to move anymore, so I laid in bed for a few days. Then my joints started hurting. I'm going to go slow and try my best to finish this project. What's left for me to do, add these side frames and the upper frame to completely box the bookshelves in to make it look like they are built-ins.
Look what you made! This is so amazing!
I'll be covering up the bottom and the top of the bookshelf with baseboards later, but it's time to decorate. We finally had space for our art books as well as Vincent's vinyl. I even got to display all our vintage cameras and typewriters when we're not using them. This built-in took me about 2 months to complete. It costed about $2,600 with all the tools included. Without the tools, it was about $1,800. And technically, adding built-ins to your home pretty much recoups its value entirely. So if this would have cost me $15,000 to hire it out, it basically adds about $15,000 of value back to my house. My next project is going to be building a floating desk and floating shelves for my at-home office/living room. I also recently filmed a music video for our new music channel that I'm very proud of. If you would be so kind as to check out that video if you like. So if you want to follow along in transforming this cabin in the woods, make sure to subscribe.